Welcome to the Valley Fieldhouse, where tonight's matchup will be between the Valley Warriors and the Coginchaug Blue Devils. Tonight is Valley's senior night, so we'll have a small ceremony commemorating the seniors for Valley's basketball team. I'm Kevin Geis along with Chris Morgan.
How's it going, Kevin?
Pretty good, how are you?
Not bad. Should be a interesting game tonight with Valley Regional, who's second in the Shoreline Conference currently.
Coginchaug, I believe, is fifth.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Tied with Haddam Killingworth.
Yep.
Well, we'll take a pause and we'll listen in to the PA announcer here at the Valley Regional Gym, Mr. Pittman, for senior night.
Zach Terrell and Connor Doyle. Sorry, missed one. Also, Zach Vallone. Now we'd like to recognize our Valley seniors and their parents. Our first senior is Brennan Joy with his parents Tom and Anne Marie. Brennan will always be remembered for his leadership and ability to knock down a big three. Brennan's a very coachable athlete and has been a vital part of the Warriors' success the past two varsity seasons. Brennan hopes to attend St. John's University, Keene State, or the University of Arizona next fall. Next is Phil Deedy with his parents Keith and Susan. Phil has been a member of the Warrior basketball team for the past 4 seasons. He will always be remembered for his hard work ethic, defensive intensity, and his sound fundamentals on the court. Phil is a very determined individual. In the classroom, he is an excellent student and a hard worker. He is also a very talented middle distance runner for the outdoor track team. Phil will attend Endicott College next fall. Next is DJ Berardis with his parents Dave and Joyce Berardis. DJ will always be remembered for his determination, work ethic, and defensive tenacity on the court. DJ brings solid leadership skills to the team and is a fierce competitor in practice and games. Although his season has been plagued by injury, DJ has a never-give-up mentality and leadership skills that will make us all proud in the future. After being nominated by Senator Blumenthal, he has been accepted to both the Coast Guard Academy and the U.S. Naval Academy. Next is Chris Jean-Pierre with his parents Rachel and Fitzgerald. Chris is the captain for the Warriors this season and is one of the league and state's top players. Chris recently scored his 1,000th point and was instrumental in the Warriors' past 2 state championships runs to the Mohegan Sun. He was the most valuable player as a sophomore in the Shoreline Championship game, scoring a game-high 21 points and 10 rebounds. Chris is also the quarterback of the 2014 state champion Warrior football team. Chris will be attending the University of Connecticut next fall and will continue to play football as a defensive back for the Huskies. Next is Justin Chevier with his mother Rhonda and his brother Tyler. This is Justin's first year in the Warrior basketball program. Justin brings physical toughness, rebounding, and a winning mentality. Justin is the all-time leading tackler in the state for high school football and was also an all-state football player. His presence on the basketball court has been felt immediately as he played a big role in helping Valley beat Class L Buckley from Hartford earlier this year. Justin will be attending Southern Connecticut State University next fall, where he will continue his football career as a linebacker. Our next senior is Evan Smith with his parents Kelly and Scott and his brother Kyle. Elliott is an explosive athlete who has helped the Warriors' defense and transition game. He's a three-sport star athlete. He was an all-conference football player, receiver for the Warriors, and was also an all-conference hurdler in the 300 meters for outdoor track. Evan has been a vital part of the Warriors' success and will always be remembered for knocking down a huge three-pointer and the Warriors' thrilling victory over Cromwell in the state semifinal last season. Evan is looking to attend Eastern Connecticut State University, URI, or LaSalle next fall. Next is Hunter Linfesti with his father, Brian, and his sister, Hannah. Hunter is a very strong and athletic big man who's been great on the boards for the Warriors and has had some huge putbacks in big spots. Hunter will always be remembered for his game-saving rebound and free throws in last season's win over Cromwell in the Class S state semifinal. Hunter was also a member of the 2014 Warriors State Championship football team. Hunter hopes to attend UConn Avery Point or Three Rivers College next fall. Next is Alex Castles with his parents Jill and Greg. Alex has worked hard to become a force in the middle for the Warriors on both offense and defense. Alex has played key roles this season in Warrior victories, coming off the bench and contributing immediate scoring and rebounding. Alex is an outstanding student in the classroom and was also a member of the soccer team, which has won 3 Shoreline championships over the past 4 seasons. Alex hopes to attend UMass Boston, Bryant College, or the University of Minnesota next fall. Our final senior is David Bradberry with his parents David and Beth. David is a co-captain on the basketball team and has excelled on and off the court for the Warriors. David is an excellent student and is also a captain of the baseball team. David was a first-team All-Conference and second-team All-State basketball player last season. He is one of the league and state's top players. Coach Woods quotes that David may be the hardest-working individual he has coached in any sport over his past 12 years at Valley, and that David is simply one of a kind. David hopes to attend Wesley College, Assumption College, or Salve, Virginia next fall when he will look to continue his basketball career. Congratulations to both team seniors for your hard work and commitment to your programs, and best of luck in the future.
And we'll welcome you back to our commentary. There you have the 2014-2015 seniors for the Valley Regional Warriors. Nice of them to recognize the Coginchaug seniors as well. Do we have those on our roster here? Zachary Vallone, Joshua Smith, Devin Rodrigue, Zachary Terrell, Connor Doyle, and that is the seniors for the Coginchaug Blue Devils, class of 2015. And we are going to take a short break as they wrap up 5 more minutes of practice before the tip-off. We'll be right back. Valley Regional Warriors, Coginchaug Blue Devils. Stay with us, Channel 19. Welcome back to our broadcast. We're about to witness the starting lineups and the national anthem before the tip-off here tonight. Coming into tonight's game, the Valley Regional Warriors are 13-5 for a .722 record. Coginchaug is 10-7 for a .588 record. Valley Regional second in conference, only to Old Lyme, who is 12-4. So actually, Valley does have the most wins in conference, but narrowly not the best record, with 1 additional loss.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Valley Regional High School for tonight's game, featuring our guests, the Coginchaug Blue Devils, coming in at 10-7 against your Valley Regional Warriors at 13-5. All the games restrooms are located just outside the gym entrance. Our booster club is selling beverages, snacks, and hot food, so please treat yourself and help support the club. Please, no food or drinks in the gym. Please be aware that smoking or tobacco is not allowed anywhere on school grounds. Proper sportsmanship is expected before, during, and after each contest. Please show respect for all players, coaches, staff, and officials who are trying their best. And now for the starting lineups for the Blue Devils. Forward, junior, number 33, Kyle Whistle. Forward, senior, number 24, Zach Terrell. Center, senior, number 14, Captain Josh Smith. Guard, junior, number 15, Cam Powers. Guard 12, number 20, guard senior, number 23, Captain Connor Doyle. And now the starting lineup for your Valley Regional Warriors. Guard senior, number 4, David Bradberry, Captain Bradberry. Guard senior, number 20, Evan Smith. Forward, senior, number 50, Alex Casals. Forward, senior, number 35, Hunter Lindfesty. And finally, guard, senior, number 23, Chris Jean-Pierre, Captain Jean-Pierre. If everyone would please rise and kindly remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
right, so we're going to get straight to tip-off between number 50, Alexander Castles, and number 24, Zachary Terrell. Chris Jean-Pierre gets the tip over to Bradberry. Bradberry takes long-range 2, and that is good. 15, Cam Powers will bring it up court.
Valley draws first blood in the first 10 seconds of this game.
Over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Terrell. Over to Powers. Inside to number 23, Connor Doyle. Over to Terrell. Over to Wiskel. Cam Powers taking himself. Blocked by Jean-Pierre. Picked up by Bradberry. Over to Pierre. Nice lay-in by number 23, Chris Jean-Pierre. Cam Powers will bring it up court.
Great athleticism by Jean-Pierre. Block and the basket. Can't really ask for much more on senior night.
Definitely not. Rebound by number 23, Jean-Pierre. All the way up court, almost out of bounds. Stolen away by Terrell. Over
Smith
to
did a
Powers.
good job of getting it back in, though. Just the wrong player.
Over to Doyle. Doyle will drive. Off the mark. It's a foul on number 23, Chris Jean-Pierre. And Connor Doyle will shoot 2. He's on for the first with a lucky bounce. Off the mark for the second. Rebounded by number 35, Hunter Lindfesty. Jean-Pierre will bring it up court over to Bradberry. Jean-Pierre over to Bradberry. Over to 23. Jean-Pierre inside to number 35, Hunter Lindfesty. Hunter Lindfesty will shoot off the mark. Rebounded by Zachary Terrell. Terrell over to Doyle. Doyle over to Cam Powers. Over to Wiskel, back to Doyle. Over to Powers again. Powers will send it out of bounds, and Valley will get the ball back. Into Bradberry. Bradberry will bring it up. Jean-Pierre brings it to Bradberry. Bradberry shoots a 3, and that's on the mark for David Bradberry. And Powers bringing up court. Over to Terrell. Terrell send it inside. Number 14, Joshua Smith. Smith being pressured. Cam Powers up at the top. Driven inside by Wiskel, and he is Alexander Castle is called for the foul on Wiskel. Wiskel will shoot 2. Wiskel off the mark on both. Jean-Pierre will bring it up court. Nice drive and lay-in by Chris Jean-Pierre. Timeout called by Coginchaug.
So far, all one-sided here. With Coginchaug just has no match for Valley's speed at this point.
Yeah, Valley's really pushing it up the court, really keeping Coginchaug on their toes, and it's really hurting them because they're just not ready for that fast-paced transition offense.
Absolutely, and we see points in the paint with Jean-Pierre and on the perimeter with Bradberry.
Definitely.
Bradberry 5 points already on the perimeter. It's hard to defend against that.
Yeah, when you got a threat coming both ways at you, it's definitely hard to split your defense going two ways instead of just focusing on one. If you have a good team that's driving, or a team that's good at driving, and a team that's good at shooting, you can kind of go either way. But when you really have a team that's good at both, it's definitely hard to defend. Doyle will bring it up court. Send it over to Powers. Powers looking to Doyle. Over to Wiskel. Over to Powers. Back out to Terrell. Over to Doyle again. Doyle will drive. Kicks it out to Wiskel. Wiskel pressured. Over to Doyle. Over to Terrell. Back over to Wiskel. Over to Powers. Powers will shoot a three. On the money for Cam Powers. Bradberry brings it up.
Field goal for the Blue Devils.
Jean-Pierre will take it himself. Number 23, I believe, called for the foul on Chris Jean-Pierre.
23 is Connor Doyle. His first. Team's first.
Over to Jean-Pierre. Back over to Smith. Coginchaug Smith rebounds.
Bradberry shot no good.
Over 23, Connor Doyle. Over to Powers. Over to Terrell. Terrell send it over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Smith. Over to Doyle. Doyle shoots a long range two off the mark. Rebounded by Wiskel. Send it over to Powers. Powers giving it off to Doyle. Doyle will drive himself. Blocked by number 50, Alexander Castles, but rebounded by number 14, Smith. Smith will put it back up. That's another layup for Coginchaug.
Valley's man-to-man defense doing a good job of keeping Coginchaug out of the paint. It's definitely effective thus far.
Over
Score
to Pierre.
9-6.
Over to Bradberry. Bradberry will take it at the top. Over to Smith. Over to that was number 35, Hunter Linfesti with the miss.
And the foul's on number 14, Joshua Smith for the Blue Devils. His first, team's second. With 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Valley leads 9-6. Both teams with 2 fouls.
Pierre will inbound to Bradberry. Bradberry up top to number 25, Nash Eppard. Bradberry will take it himself. Dribbles by Powers, kicks back out to number 20, Evan Smith. Over to Jean-Pierre with a deep three, off the mark. It's an over the back call to number 25, Nash Eppard.
Great pass by Bradberry to get out of the paint, back out to the perimeter.
Definitely.
One of those behind-the-back moves.
Cam Powers will bring it up court.
Just great teamwork on their part.
Over to Terrell. Terrell kicks out to Doyle. Doyle over to Powers. Number 4, David Bradberry called for the foul.
Bradberry's first, 4th on the team.
Number 21, Devin Rodriguez checks into the game for number 33, Wiskel. Wiskel to Doyle. Doyle puts up a three. Rebounded by Smith. Smith puts it up for another layup. Bradberry will bring it up court.
Just like that, we're down to a 1-point game.
Over to Smith. Smith out to Pierre. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry will drive, kicks it over to Eppard. Eppard with a shot and a miss. Rebounded by Doyle. Up to Terrell. Stolen away by Valley. Bradberry will bring it up court. Over to Pierre. Pierre will take it himself, and a nice lay-in by Chris Jean-Pierre. Powers will bring it up court. Over to number 23, Connor Doyle. Rodrigue will drive over to Smith. Smith puts it up. Nice layup. Another layup for Smith. Bradberry will bring it up court.
Minute and a half left in the first.
Kicks out to
1-point
20.
game.
Back over to Bradberry. Bradberry shoots. A nice three by David Bradberry. Powers will bring it up court. Over to Smith. Another layup for Smith. Smith really just being a force in the paint at this point. Pierre will bring it up court. Over to Joy. Over to number 20, Evan Smith. Over to Pierre. Over to Bradberry. Over to Smith. Smith over to Joy. Joy over to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre will drive. Kicks it over to Eppard. Eppard's called for the travel. Number 34, Philip D. checking into the game.
35.7 seconds left in this one. Valley leads 14-12.
Powers will bring it up court. Over to Doyle. Doyle over to Smith. Over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Doyle. Doyle will drive himself. Over to Smith. Dumps it off to Smith. Smith puts it up. Off the mark. Stolen away by Valley over to Bradberry. Bradberry put it up himself. Nice lay-in by David Bradberry. Powers over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue shoots a three. Off the mark in the closing seconds of the first quarter.
So at the end of the first quarter, the Warriors lead 16, the Blue Devils 12. We'll be right back in the second quarter.
So we're back in the second quarter. Doyle inbound to Powers. Powers over to Doyle. We'll send it over to Smith, out to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will drive, shoots himself off the mark, rebounded by, almost rebounded by Smith. Saved by number 15, Cam Powers. Bobbled the ball a little bit, and Valley will get the ball back. Bradberry will bring it up court. Over to Pierre. Pierre back to Bradberry. Bradberry over to the 34, Philip D. Oh, back to Bradberry. Bradberry will shoot a three. Nice shot by David Bradberry.
Score 19-12 for the Warriors.
Powers over to Doyle. Doyle looks for the three, decides not to take it over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will drive, puts it up himself. Nash Eppard called for the block. Basket will count, so Rodrigue will shoot one. Wiskel checking back into the game. On the mark. And Terrell will check back into the game for Rodrigue. Bradberry will take it over half court. Over to Jean-Pierre, back to Bradberry. Over to Lindfessy. Lindfessy inside to Eppard. Eppard will put it up. No shot.
Foul before the basket.
Bradberry will shoot a three. Off the mark, rebounded by Terrell. Terrell will send it over to Powers. Powers bringing it up court. Back over to Terrell. Terrell to Doyle. Over to Powers. Powers will drive. Puts it up off the mark. Rebounded by Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre will take it up himself. Jean-Pierre dribbling a little bit, bringing it baseline. Spins, puts it up. Nice layup by Chris Jean-Pierre, number 23.
6-point lead for the Warriors. About 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Valley leads 21-15.
Doyle will drive, puts it up. Blocked by Valley. Jean-Pierre will bring it up over to Bradberry. Misses the layup. Rebounded by Linfesti. Linfesti will put it in.
Timeout, Coginchaug. So you're watching the Valley Regional Warriors Senior Night against the Coginchaug Blue Devils on Valley Shore Community Television. Chris Morgan alongside Kevin Geis, Ashley Termini, and Kobe O'Connell for your crew. I mispronounced a name. How do I pronounce it the correct way? I'm sorry. Termini. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Apologize to our viewers and to Ashley. My mistake. So 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter, left in the half. Valley leads 23-15. 5 team fouls against Valley, 3 against Coginchaug.
Powers will bring it up court. Over to Terrell. Over to Wiskel. Over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will send it over to Valone. Excuse me, Doyle. Coginchaug will inbound. Doyle will send it into all the way out to Powers. Powers over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Doyle. Over to Rodrigue. Over to Terrell. Terrell over to Doyle again. Over to Powers. Powers swings it to Terrell. Terrell over to Doyle. Doyle will drive. Over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue right under. Nice lay-in by Rodrigue. Number 3, Garrett Hines will bring it up court. Over to number 20, Evan Smith. Over to Chevier. Over to Bradberry inside to Linfesti. Linfesti's blocked. Blocked again. Got his own rebound and was blocked again by Rodrigue.
Substitution for the Blue Devils is Sapia. Sorry, in for number 15, Cam Powers.
Oh, that's a travel for Sapia. Bobbled the ball a little bit. Hines will bring it up court. Send it over to Bradberry. Bradberry will dribble. Over to Hines. Hines over to Chevier. Chevier will put it up. That's a travel called on number 5, Chevier. Inside to Rodrigue. Rodrigue's wide open underneath and misses. Rebounded by Chevier. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry Drake takes himself over to Linfesti. Linfesti is blocked. Rebounded by Sabia. Sabia brings it up court. Sent out of bounds by number 23, Connor Doyle. Hines will inbound to Smith. Excuse me, he will inbound to Bradberry. Bradberry will bring it up court. Over to Hines. Hines over to Chevier, over to Smith. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry will shoot a 3. Off the mark. Over to Doyle. Doyle will bring it up court. Nice layup by Connor Doyle. Bradberry will bring it up court really fast.
Too. Keeping that ball from out of
Over
bounds.
to Smith. Smith taking himself. Off the mark. Rebounded by Terrell. Terrell will take it himself. Knocked away, but it's called. Knocked away by Smith, but it's called for the foul.
And that foul will put the Blue Devils into the bonus. 17 fouls for the Warriors, 3 for the Blue Devils. This is Terrell 1-1. Makes the first, score 23-20, 3 minutes 14 seconds left in the half. Valley Regional leads. Make that a 2-point lead.
Hines will bring it up court. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry will drive. Number 30, Sapia, called for the hold. Jean-Pierre coming back into the game for Smith.
That foul on Sapia, his first, team's fourth.
Hines into Bradberry. Bradberry over to Hines. Hines will shoot. Off the mark, rebounded by Rodrigue. Sapia will bring it back up court. Over to Doyle. Doyle over to Terrell. Over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will shoot deep 2. And he is on the money.
That makes it a tie game. 2.5 minutes left to go in the half.
Hines will bring it up court. Over to Bradberry. Over to Jean-Pierre. Deep 3 by Jean-Pierre. On the mark. Chris Jean-Pierre with a deep 3. Sapia will bring it up court. Over to Terrell. Terrell will drive. Kicks it out to Rodrigue. Rodrigue into Smith. We'll send it back to Terrell, back to Sapia up top. Sapia over to Terrell. Terrell inside to Rodrigue. Inside to Smith. Send it back out to Sapia. Sapia will fake the shot. Nice shot by Sapia, is off the mark. Number 21, Devin Rodrigue, called for the hold. .50 Alexander Castles and 34 Philip D checking into the game. Bradberry will bring it up court. Bradberry over to D. Over to Castles, over to Jean-Pierre. Inside to Eppard. Eppard will bring it himself. Put up by Eppard, missed. Rebounded by Rodrigue.
Great rebound by Rodrigue. Jump up, grab that ball.
Powers will bring it up.
There.
Over to Doyle. Doyle shoots a 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Eppard. Over to Bradberry, over to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre with a 3. On the mark for Chris Jean-Pierre. Powers will bring it up court. Over to Doyle. Inside to Rodrigue. Rodrigue with a little hook. Jean-Pierre brings it up court. Over to Bradberry. Scores 29-25 with 31 seconds left in the half.
Valley able to work the clock here. No shot clock in Connecticut high school basketball. Interesting, they have it in Massachusetts, but not Connecticut for public schools. Valley holding the ball for a last buzzer beater shot of the half. 10 seconds to go.
Edward will set a pick for Bradberry. Bradberry will shoot on the money. Doyle will shoot off the mark. And that is the half.
Close shot for half court.
Yeah.
That's as good as I've seen for a long time.
Both teams definitely showing a lot of speed and really trying to make Coginchaug trying to make a run at the end of that half. So,
yeah, 6-point game. We'll go into the half. Be right back with the second half of action from Valley Regional High School. Welcome back to the second half of the Valley Regional Warriors versus the Coginchaug Blue Devils. Current score 31-25. I'm Chris Morgan alongside Kevin Geis, Ashley Termini, and Kobe O'Connell for Valley Shore Community Television. Pronounce it right this time.
all right, so we will kick off the half. Valley will get the ball back.
Just have a scoreboard adjustment before we get started. Clock is running a little early. Now that we're all set, Valley to inbound.
Smith will inbound to Bradberry. Bradberry will bring it up court. Over to Smith. Over to Linfesti. Over to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre will take it himself. Nice lay-in by Chris Jean-Pierre, number 23. Valley coming in hot this quarter. Powers will bring it up court. Over to Doyle. Doyle will dribble. Take it himself. Blocked by Castles and get the rebound. Linfesti over to Bradberry. Bradberry will drive by Powers. Pull up. Nice shot by David Bradberry. Timeout by Coginchaug. Valley was just coming in too fast that quarter. Coginchaug trying to slow down some momentum.
Well, these two teams play two different games of basketball. We saw Coginchaug play a team that's a little bit slower than Valley 2 weeks ago with HK. HK coming out on top, but HK and Coginchaug tend to play a slower game from what we've seen in Valley. Not the case.
Valley is definitely a quick transition scoring team, very fast paced. Don't run an offense if they don't have to. Just very quick striking.
And they're very good at capitalizing on small mistakes on their opponents. You know, bad pass or something, they're going to intercept that, and more transition points.
I think both teams also showing a lot of aggression, a lot of definitely trying to assert dominance coming into the second half, and I think Valley just definitely took that ball right off the bat. So,
been a close game so far.
Definitely.
I mean, Valley with a 10-point lead, but that's short-lived. You know, they've been there before this game.
Powers will bring it up court. Over to Terrell. Inside to Doyle. Doyle dribble, puts it up, blocked by Jean-Pierre, gets his own rebound, puts it back up again, misses. Rebounded by Linfesti. Smith will inbound. It's a foul on Connor Doyle with the push. Smith will inbound to Bradberry.
Both teams persistent on the boards. I mean, getting offensive rebounds, those second chance points didn't go in for the Blue Devils, but the fact they're getting them is good.
Bradberry to Castles. Out to Jean-Pierre. Over to Bradberry. Nice lay-in by David Bradberry. There you go. Trill has the ball, sends it over to Rodrigue. Rodrigue attempted pass inside to Powers, picked off by Bradberry. Bradberry will take it himself, puts it up, and is fouled. It's a foul on number 21, Chris Rodrigue. Excuse me, Devin Rodrigue.
Little mistakes.
Yeah.
Valley, a great
Definitely
transition
a forced pass.
Yeah.
Bradberry will shoot 2.
6:19 to go in the third.
On the mark for the first.
Score 38-25. Warriors.
Rodrigue and Doyle checking out of the game. Wiskel and Sapia checking in. Wiskel will inbound to Sapia. Sapia will bring it over the half. Sends it over to Terrell. Terrell over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Smith. One dribble over to Powers. Powers with one dribble over to Terrell. Terrell driving, puts it up. Floater just off the mark, rebounded by Lynn Festi over to Jean-Pierre. Pierre over to Bradberry. Over to Smith. Smith over to Castles, excuse me.
Foul on number 30, Sapia. His second, third for the team. Valley still with no fouls in the second half.
Inside to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre puts it up. Nice lay-in by number 23, Chris Jean-Pierre. And a nice find by Smith.
Now 3 fouls this early for Coginchaug. They got to lay off the fouls, otherwise they're going to be giving up a lot of free throws to free points to Valley.
Over to Wiskel. Wiskel looks for the 3, can't get it. Powers will drive, pulls up at the elbow. Nice shot by number 15, Cam Powers. Bradberry will bring it over half. Over to Castles. Castles shoots. Nice shot by number 50, Alexander Castles. Sapia will bring it up over to Powers. Powers will drive. Over to Wiskel. Wiskel looks to Sapia. Sapia over to Wiskel. Wiskel will shoot a 3. On the money.
That bucket cuts the lead down to 13 for the Warriors.
Kyle
4.5 minutes left to go in the third.
Bradberry will bring it over to half. Bradberry over to Smith. Smith back to Bradberry. Bradberry puts it up underneath. Off the mark. Rebounded by Coginchaug. Rebounded by Wiskel for Coginchaug. Valley's number 4, David Bradberry Jr. called for the foul. Joy and Eppard checking into the game for Castles and Lindfesti.
That foul second for Bradberry. First on the team for the Warriors in the second half.
Sapia will bring it over to half. Over to Terrell. Terrell send it over to Smith. Smith to Wiskel. Wiskel looks for the 3, can't get it, drives it himself, puts it up, and is fouled. White, number 12, Brennan Joy called for the foul. Wiskel will shoot 2. On the mark for the first one.
4:06 to go in the third. Warriors lead 43-31.
Rebounded by Smith. Smith puts it up. That's a layup for number 14, Smith. Jean-Pierre will bring it over half. Loses his footing a little bit. Nice ball handling by Jean-Pierre.
Foul on Sapia for Coginchaug. Before the basket, Valley will inbound on the baseline. Sapia's third, team's fourth.
Smith will inbound to Bradberry. Bradberry will drive. Nice spin inside to Joy. Joy puts it up. That is a nice lay-in Number
Great teamwork
12,
finding the
Brennan
open
Joy.
man.
Sapia sends it over to Terrell. Terrell pulls up. Off the mark, rebounded by Pierre. A little too hard there. Stolen away by Coginchaug, and stolen away again by Smith. Over to Bradberry. Jean-Pierre puts it up, sends it over to Eppard. Eppard puts it up off the mark. Rebounded by Cam Powers. Powers will bring it over half court. Powers over to Wiskel. Over to Terrell. Terrell will send it over to Smith. Smith back to Wiskel. Wiskel put in a layup. Off the mark. Eppard will rebound, send it over to Bradberry. Bradberry will push it up court. Over to Smith. Smith puts it up off the mark. Almost rebounded by Valley again, but rebounded by Terrell. Terrell sends it over to Sapia. Sapia to Wiskel. Back to Sapia. Over to Terrell. Terrell drives, kicks it over to Powers. Over to Sapia. Smith with the screen, sends it over to Wiskel. Back to Sapia. Knocked out of bounds by Chris Jean-Pierre.
Warrior fan club getting into the game. Been relatively quiet for the game thus far.
Brendan Joy checking out of the game, and Hunter Linfesty checking in. Over to Powers. Powers puts up a three. Off the mark.
.2:15 left in the third, 45-33.
Bradberry brings it over half. Over to Smith. Smith brings it over to Bradberry. Bradberry, couple dribbles. Pulls up. Nice shot by David Bradberry. Bradberry really shooting well tonight. Over to Wiskel. Over to Sapia. Almost stolen away by Valley. Instead, Coginchaug will get the ball back. Sapia brings it back over half court. Sends it over to Cam Powers. Inside to Doyle. Doyle over to Rodrigue. Over to Sapia. Over to Powers. Powers over to Rodrigue. Excuse me, Doyle. Looking for Rodrigue. Stolen away by Smith. Sends it over to Jean-Pierre. Timeout called by Valley.
Minute left in the third quarter. Warriors lead 47-33. Warriors with 2 team fouls, the Blue Devils with 4. An exciting game so far.
Definitely, it's Coginchaug's definitely trying to keep it close. I wouldn't be surprised if they definitely try to speed things up and really try to make a push at the end. Start off the fourth quarter either tied or very close behind. So. Inbounded to Eppard. Eppard puts it up. Nice lay-in by Nash Eppard, number 25. Sapia brings it over half. Over to Powers. Powers inside to Rodrigue. Nash Eppard called for the hold. Chevier will check in for Eppard.
Eckerd's second personal foul. Team's third.
Doyle sends it into Wiskel. Wiskel over to Powers. Powers will blocked by number 35, Hunter Lindfesti. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry puts it up, off the mark. Rebounded by Coginchaug. Sends it all the way out to Rodrigue. Rodrigue will put it in.
Almost didn't get the roll on that one.
Bradberry will bring it over half court.
Valley again holding for last possession of the quarter. 16 seconds to go, 49-35 Valley.
Bradberry will shoot a three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Lindfesti. Back over to Bradberry. Bradberry with 3 seconds left on the clock. Puts up a three. Off the mark.
Going for the Shabazz Napier buzzer beater right there.
All right, everyone, going to draw the 50-50 raffle ticket now.
So 1 quarter to play. Warriors lead 49-35 against the Blue Devils of Coginchaug.
Cold cash for some cold nights.
Second to last regular season game for the Warriors. I believe so for the Blue Devils as well.
4-5.
After here, the Warriors go to Haddam Killingworth to finish off the season. We'll be bringing you that game live next Monday
4-5
on the 23rd
6-7-4
on Channel 18.
Looking for a winner.
That'll be senior night for the Cougars. And if it's anything like the first time those two teams met, it's going to be a good game.
Definitely.
I think
a very close matchup.
I think it was only a 6-point decision in favor of the Warriors. So it could be close. Both teams play as hard as they did before. We'll have a good game for you next Monday.
All right, and we will set off the fourth quarter. Valley leading 49-35. Doyle will inbound to Powers. Powers over to Doyle. Doyle over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Smith. Back to Valone, over to Powers. Powers into Doyle. Valley knocks it away from Doyle, and Coginchaug will get the ball back. Sends it into Powers. Powers over to Smith. Over to Powers. Over to Doyle. Doyle sends it over to Smith. Smith over to Wiskel. Wiskel over to Valone. Inside to Smith. Smith over to Wiskel. Wiskel. Attempted block by Philip D. That's a foul on him, so Coginchaug's Wiskel will shoot 2.
Both teams 4-team fouls. Warriors lead 49-35, 7:16 to go in the game.
He is on the money for his first one. Second one is also right on the mark. Bradberry will bring it up court. Over to Smith. Over to Lindfesti. Over to Bradberry. Over to Smith. Smith drives baseline. Sends it over to Lindfesti. Lindfesti is called for the travel, attempting to get the pass off to number 50, Alexander Castles.
Coginchaug looking to make a late game run here, down by 12.
Chris Jean-Pierre checking back into the game for Philip D. Cam Powers will bring it over half.
If you're Valley, it's not a good time to get comfortable with that lead.
Over to Smith, over to Wiskel. Over to Valone. Valone will shoot a 3. Off the mark. Coginchaug with zone rebound. Over to Doyle. Doyle drives baseline. Puts it up, misses. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up again. It's no shot. Number number 35, Hunter Lindfest, he called for the foul. It was not a shooting foul, so Doyle will not get 2 free throws.
Lindfesti's foul was his second personal, 5th for Valley.
Malone then called for a block. So
That's also
Valley will get the
Malone's
ball back.
Second personal, 5 for the Blue Devils.
Over to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre will take it himself. Off the mark, rebounded by Castles. Over to Lindfesti. Over to Bradberry, but Lindfesti is called for the travel.
6:10 to play, 49-37 Warriors.
Powers will bring it over half. Over to Valone. Valone pulls up, sends it over to Doyle. Doyle puts it up himself, blocked by Valley. That is a shooting foul, so he will shoot 2.
That foul, Castle's second, 6 on the team.
Nash Eppert checking back into the game for Castles.
5:59 to play, score still 49-37 in favor of Valley Regional Warriors.
On the mark for his second. Jean-Pierre will bring it up court. Kicks it over to Bradberry. Bradberry will shoot a 3. On the mark. Powers over
Not a tip
to
pass converting on that play.
over to Wiskel, over
Great
to
offense.
Doyle. Doyle will dribble, put it up himself. Off the mark, rebounded by Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre will bring it up himself. Over to Bradberry. Bradberry puts it up. Another 2 points for David Bradberry. 5:26 left to play in the game. Cam Powers brings it himself. Off the mark, rebounded by Eppert. Eppert sends it over to Bradberry, who's pushing it up court. Sends it over to Jean-Pierre. Nice handles and the lay-in from Chris Jean-Pierre. It's another timeout called by the Coginchaug Blue Devils with 5:08 left to play in the game. Valley is leading 56-38.
So what will you do if you're Coginchaug's coach at this point? Down by 18, 5 minutes to play.
I definitely look toward my three-point shooters. I think that they need to find a way to get open and put up some clutch shots. And if they truly do have some good three-point shooters, which they do, Cam Powers definitely was one who came and tried to make a run at the end of the HK Coginchaug game. I'd like to see him definitely take some threes, and I'd like to see Doyle and Terrell definitely get in on the three-point game. I could definitely see them making a big impact and really climbing back into this game with the last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Now, at what point would you start the full court press?
Definitely right around now. Seeing that they're down by quite a few points, I definitely try to get a couple turnovers, get Valley's momentum away from them, because with the momentum that they have is definitely definitely putting Coginchaug away, definitely keeping their mental, it's definitely hurting their mental game. So I'd like to see them try to pressure Valley, definitely try to beat Valley, and if that's not working, then I don't know. I'd just like to see them put it on now.
I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Valley's too athletic, too fast of a team. I think they can break that full court press in a heartbeat.
Valley definitely has a lot of athleticism on offense and defense. A lot of guys with good handling, a lot of guys with good shot taking.
Just so good in transition.
Yeah,
they
very
move
good in
the ball
transition.
down the court so fast. I'm not sure a full court press is effective if you're Coginchaug at this point.
Powers over to Doyle. Doyle over to Valone. Valone will send it over to Terrell. Terrell to Powers. Over to Terrell. Terrell looks for the shot, doesn't have it. Sends it over to Powers. Powers will drive. Over to Doyle. Doyle will drive himself, puts it up. It's no shot. That's Evan Smith called for the foul, so Connor Doyle will shoot 2.
That's 1-1.
Excuse me, 1-1.
It's 7th team foul for Valley. Second personal. which puts
Off the mark, rebounded by Eppard over to Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre off his own foot, picks it back up. Connor Doyle called for the foul, trying to put a lot of pressure on Jean-Pierre.
23 fouling 23. His third personal, 6th for the Blue Devils. David Bradberry with the ball. There's Jean-Pierre. Bradberry drives in the paint, blocked.
Bradberry at the top.
You know the numbers much better than I do. You've been doing it all game. Call for a travel.
Travel called on David Bradberry. Coginchaug still trying to find some momentum.
4 minutes to play. Valley Regional leads 56-38 against the Coginchaug Blue Devils. Coginchaug in the bonus. Valley one foul away.
Powers will dribble it, send it over to Murphy, over to Terrell, who will shoot a 3. On the mark. Nice 3-point, definitely needed by Coginchaug. David Bradberry bring it over half court.
Valley trying to burn up some
over
of that
to
clock.
Jean-Pierre. Over to Eppard, over to Smith. Over to Bradberry again.
Double-digit lead, no hurry to score.
Over to Linfesti, over to Smith, inside to Eppard. Eppard puts it up, off the mark, rebounded by Sapia. Over to Powers. Powers looking for Terrell. Terrell sends it over to Vallone. Vallone will drive. That's a travel called on Vallone. One too many steps.
.305 to play, 56-41. Valley leads.
Bradberry bringing it up court.
Foul on Vallone. That will put the Warriors in the bonus. Bradberry to line 1-1. Vallone's 4th personal foul. 7 for Coginchaug.
On the mark for his first. Puts up his second. On the mark again. Terrell to Sapia. Sapia will bring it over half court. Over to Vallone. Vallone will drive baseline. Sends it over to number 11. 11 over to Terrell. Terrell sends it over to Murphy. Murphy over to Sapia.
Foul on David Bradberry. This is Sapia to the line, 1-1. 2:31 left to play. Score 58-41 Valley.
Joy checking into the game for Linfesti. Sapia off the mark for his first, rebounded by Chris Jean-Pierre. Sends it over to Smith. Smith, wide open layup. Nice lay-in by number 20, Smith. Sends it over to Sapia. Over to Judson. Judson over to Terrell, inside to Vallone. Vallone over to Terrell. Terrell for the 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Smith. Smith will push it up court, sends it over to Bradberry. Bradberry over to Eppard. Eppard with a nice lay-in and the foul. He will shoot one free throw. Griffin Murphy, Jack Murphy's twin, checking into the game. Off the mark for his first, rebounded by Terrell. Terrell to Judson. Judson over to Valone. Valone will pull up, baseline, shoots, misses. Almost rebounded by Murphy, but off his stomach and out of bounds.
Coach Kevin Woods substituting out David Bradberry on senior night. 21-point lead, minute 30 to go.
Hines over to D.
Storybook
D
ending
over
for those
to
seniors.
Chevier. Definitely. Over to Hines. Valley just looking to run out the clock here. Over to Smith. Smith over to Chevier. Over to D. D pulls up for the shot. Off the mark. Judson will bring it over to court, half court. About 1 minute left in the game. Murphy with a shot. Off the mark, rebounded by Chevier. Chevier will push it himself. Sends it over to Hines.
That foul on number 31, who I don't have on our roster. That's another senior, Evan Smith, being subbed out for the Warriors.
Those are all the seniors' last time playing on this Warriors court.
In the regular season.
Yeah, in the regular season.
Valley, being one of the top seeds in the conference, will probably get home court advantage for at least the first round of states.
Rebounded by D.
Valley takes another timeout
Another
to sub out
senior.
the rest of the seniors.
A lot of seniors coming out of the game. Some younger guys checking in, getting some varsity time.
And most of the JV squad.
Valley sends it out of bounds, so Coginchaug will re-inbound. Another senior, Philip D. Chevier with the steal. Over to Hines. Hines puts it up, off the mark. Hines gets his own rebound, puts it up, and is fouled.
22.9 to go. Score still 62-41 Warriors.
Hines off the mark on his second. Rebounded by Judson. Judson over number 20, over number 31. Nine seconds left in the game. Valley leading 63-41.
This game should put, if my quick mathematical skills serve me right, into first place in the
On the
Charlotte
mark for his
Conference.
first.
I do not know if Old Lyme plays tonight and what the result of that game. Old Lyme with a win would probably maintain first. If they don't play tonight, Valley will be top of the conference after this win.
Hines will bring it up court for the last 8 seconds of the game. That's a victory for Valley, 63-43 over Coginchaug. A great way to end a full 4-year career for all the seniors for Valley.
Great effort put up by both teams right up until the fourth quarter. Coginchaug was in this game right up until the end.
Definitely.
Ends up being a 20-point win for the Warriors, but Coginchaug not out of it. They're in the state tournament. They've likely in Shorelines. Time will tell. See how far they go. But Shoreline Conference is a stronger conference than it's been in the past, having most of their teams making states. Not sure how to compare it to other ones. I'm not familiar with the SEC and the Triple C, but Shoreline Conference is more competitive this year than we've seen in the past.
Definitely.
So Warriors win by 20. We will sign off. I'm Chris Morgan.
And I'm Kevin Geis.
And Kobe O'Connell on camera. Have a good night.